This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 928. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast, and I sure feel old today. So you'll have to bear with me as I convalesce during the show. Hopefully I'll be better by the time the show's over. Like Diecast said in pre-show, sick Brian is just normal Brian. Diecast, how's it going?
Good, great. I'm home for the first time in like 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah, you are. I just noticed that. Matt, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Donald? John?
I'm hanging in there as a middle-aged man. How are you, Brian?
Not bad. Rob?
I'm alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. Chris is not here this week. Sending Chris warm wishes, happy thoughts. He'll be back next week. Okay. So a little bit of controversy to start the show off this week. Liokaiser funded, and the number changed. I think we have a couple different theories. When I texted the guys yesterday, I was like 34,329 backers. And I'm like, holy S. And Diecast immediately said he called S as well. And turns out it's more like 23,553 right now.
Which sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds like...
It sounds a little bit low, but
sounds lower than I expected.
Not 11,000 low.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, looking at this before, it really looked like the attribute that generates or like that shows that the tracker looks like it's hand keyed in, most likely. So looks like probably somebody fat fingered, did the math wrong, something like that.
Like double counted a source or something.
Yeah. Got a little excited. I mean,
put in 1,100 backers from an international source and put an extra zero by accident.
Something like that, yeah. So, but Diecast, he was calling BS, and I mean, 33,000 is about 5,000 more than I expected, and 23,000 is about 5,000 less than I expected.
Yeah.
Hey,
but the important thing,
it funded.
Yeah. And we got all the tiers. So
yes, and it went well past all the stretch goals.
Yeah.
I forget, what were the numbers for Star Saber and Deathsaurus?
One was 26,000 and one was 27,000.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think about a drop off of about 4,000, in current economic situation makes sense. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Also, Liokaiser cost very nearly twice what they did.
Yeah. So
that may factor into it a little bit.
Oh, definitely. It definitely does.
It doesn't. It didn't factor in as much as I thought it would. I mean, a $300 combiner that is clearly retail quality. I thought it wasn't going to do. I thought it wasn't going to do this well, but it does definitely say like there is, give or take, 30,000 hardcore fans in the world that are like really into Japanese Transformers. Like that's what these three HasLabs say. Like there's about 30K of these people on Earth, and you get what you get.
Yeah. I think we need to do a RFC HasLab so we can have every single one of them as a listener.
So actually, if you guys want the official numbers were Death Saber was 27,442, Victory Saber was 26,211. So 27,000 for Deathsaurus, 26 for Victory Saber, 23 for Liokaiser.
Ness is saying in our internal chat, tfradio.net/Discord, that Hasbro Pulse confirmed that final numbers will be updated later.
So we'll know that next week, I guess. The controversy continues.
But I don't see it going back up another 10K, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay. In my mind, there are really two news items this week. HasLab funding was the first, and this was the second. We'd heard rumors that we were either getting MPG Jazz or an Optimus Prime 4.0, and looks like Takara teased 4.0 today.
Ooh.
Yeah. In style, it looks to me closer, at least in profile, right? So basically, what they shared was it's more than just silhouette. You can see detail on it, but it's in shadow. But in profile, to me, it looks closer to MP12, or was it 10 or 12?
MP10.
10.
Yeah,
MP10.
it looks like a retool of MP10 to me.
Yeah. The head is much more Japanese anime inspired, but it doesn't look like the cartoon. It looks like it's an homage to MP10, which is kind of weird. And God knows how much it's going to be.
Yeah, it's like we've talked about this before on how, making Optimus is like printing money for them, but after a while, it's going to set in. It's like, like we ask ourselves, do we really need another Optimus when the Jazz, I think, would be a much more popular item and it would get some buzz going.
I don't know. As far as the general population goes, Optimus Prime is going to outsell Jazz.
They still may not be able to do Jazz. They have licensing issues to worry about with Porsche. So just because, they play nice sometimes doesn't mean they play nice all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Optimus Prime is going to outsell Jazz. I'm sorry. It's just going to happen.
And it could be maybe they're asking more for the Jazz part of the license than, if it's by character and not just as a blanket license for what they own, they may be asking for more money than Takara is willing to pay.
Just as likely, it was never a choice. It was always going to be Optimus Prime. Yeah. So
and this is going to cost 3 times what a Jazz would. So you'd have to sell 3 times as many Jazz to just get that top line revenue.
Top line margin.
Who
margin
knows?
will be high.
But if you want that cash, it's a huge price point difference.
Yeah.
I think from these shadow photos or shadow, whatever you want to say they are, he looks good. I agree. He looks a lot like MP10, a lot more than MP44.
MP44 this is like this is like trying to forget that MP44 ever existed.
Basically,
But
it's the same issue that every other Transformers line has, which is that they need an affordable Optimus Prime they can keep on the shelves all the time. A version of MP10 can be that. MP44 cannot.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Diecast?
I do hope that it comes with an alternate head, so you can get like an anime or Japanese style head, and then you can also get your standard Optimus Prime head. That would be great.
Yeah. The truck looks interesting to me. So it doesn't look purely toy accurate, but it also doesn't look like the cartoon either. And I don't know that it looks like a trade-off. It almost looks like it's sort of its own thing. Maybe once we have like a photo of it that's in full color and not in shadow, more detail will pop out. But yeah, it looks like it's trying to be its own thing.
And we should say there's no trailer. This is just a
yet.
Yeah, they're definitely.
But he's got his gun, so you can assume that he's going to come with his gun and stuff like that. So,
there could be a trailer. We just
there could
know.
be. Yeah.
Given how many things they've done in 2 different versions at this point, I'm kind of thinking it'll be like the Jinrai, and there will be a version with and without trailer.
Very likely.
So one thing I looked up, which I thought was interesting, is MP44 was 2019, so it's pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So time flies, because COVID was a while ago now.
Yeah.
The other thing though, I didn't see this in any of the notes. Was MP44's vehicle licensed?
Oh, I don't have my box for it.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I'll just say that, with MPG train bots, at least the alt mode was like the deal. So like that was like the selling point, right? So I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what is even the justification or like what's the hook for this guy? And maybe the alt mode is like fully licensed and very, exceedingly faithful
What about the
to
scale? Do we know
cab.
what, like, could it be like, what's the model? What's the diecast? Diecast. What's the car scale that everybody buys?
Um,
18th?
I mean, they usually do 1/24th. I like the 1/18th scale.
What's more
Um,
likely to be a Masterpiece toy?
I think it's probably more of a 1/24 scale.
I mean, it could be that. Is that what they sell in Japan? Is that the popular diecast size in Japan?
Yeah, I think like the Jadas were 1/24 scale.
I mean, it could, to John's point, it could be licensed, and it also could be to an existing scale, which could potentially hook in not just Transformers collectors, but collectors of diecast vehicles, or specifically trucks. So,
And like John said, this could be Freightliner licensed, which I believe
Yeah.
Optimus Prime was a Freightliner.
I was trying to think. I couldn't remember who made it, who it was designed after, or what it was designed after.
Yeah, I believe they're Freightliners.
And if it is, it looks like it's a newer one and not the vintage one that Optimus Prime is based on, which wouldn't be too surprising, potentially.
Well, no, it's a flat nose, so I would think that would be a more vintage than now. They're the nose
Are
in
they?
the front. Yeah,
It doesn't have the exact same profile. Again, I don't have a ton of detail. We don't have a ton of detail on it because it isn't Shadow. But just based on, having that toy like a million times over and holding it a million times over, like, it doesn't look to me to have the exact same profile of that toy. So again, not that the toy itself the original toy's licensed. It was, they were trying to skirt that, or they just didn't care.
Well, I'm just sad it's not what I was hoping for. It be an Action Master Optimus Prime in robot mode with a vehicle mode that looks like the front half of his battle base. That's what I was
I
hoping.
mean, yeah, I like that idea, but we're just as likely to get that in whatever generations adjacent line that we're going to get, more so than Masterpiece. And I would rather have it in that, honestly, because that would be fun, and Masterpiece is not fun.
Yeah, it's just when it was doing MP, when I was doing MP04 in my head, that would have been the fourth incarnation of Prime. So that's what I was going for. But
so yeah, I'm not buying it. I said before, I'm done with Masterpiece. Now I did almost betray that today by saying if they did a G1 Mirage, I would consider getting it, but I think I would hold firm and not even get it, or at least I wouldn't tell you guys if I did. But yeah, I'm definitely not getting this.
I'll probably get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm done with Masterpiece.
That's fine.
I'm done with G1 Optimus Prime. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, between MP10, MP44, if that's the aesthetic you're going for, and Commander Class Optimus, I think we're good.
We keep saying that.
Something unforeseen happens. Yeah, unless something unforeseen happens, like a Power Master. Yeah.
I would like a Marvel G1 Power Master Optimus. But
we keep
again,
saying
that's if wishes were horses.
We keep saying it. We keep buying it. Okay. Let's see here. What else? Wild King episodes 1 and 2 are now online. I have not watched them yet. I didn't realize that until pulling show notes together this evening.
They're only 5 minutes long each.
Did you watch them?
No, but I'm saying if you can find the time.
Yeah. Well, maybe after the show, I'll sit down and watch them. I'm looking forward to it. Trying to keep it short on news this week. Again, not feeling well, and I got some stuff I wanted to talk about and what we got this week. Blokees Global Conference, they showed off. Looks like some new stuff, at least stuff I'm not like a Blokees nerd like you guys are, or some of you guys are. There's an Action Edition Soundwave that's 18 centimeters tall with LED lights, removable panels, and accessories. There's a Galaxy version, Transformers 1, Soundwave and Shockwave, 10 centimeter, easy to build kits. Galaxy Defender Devastator. So basically it takes the 5 centimeter Constructicon vehicles and you can bind them into Devastator. I mean, that's interesting, I guess. Transformers 1 Ironhide, Soundwave and Shockwave, and Blokees Cross Line Friends, Cross Transformers, which is a collaboration with Line Friends, which I don't know what that is. Does anybody have a clue what that is? Chris would know if he was here.
Best guess, Line is a popular like messaging app in Japan that has like custom stickers of a lot of characters and things. So this could be related to that, but I have no real information.
Yeah, I don't know. Chris would know. That's the alternate show title. The actual show title is Masterpiece is Not Fun. Because it's true.
It could be. It could be.
Actually,
Again.
Chris would know. Actually, I'm going with Chris would know. Because he'll like that. In honor of Chris. Chris would know. Okay. So, with that said, is anything else we want to talk about? Any other news pop up? There are other news items. Nothing I was interested in talking about. And since I pulled the show notes
really
together.
Quick, I know Toys R Us had some in-hand images of Titan Star Convoy already.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the Hook and Long Haul 2-pack. Looks good. He's got some comparison pictures up against vintage toys and like G1 and just, more recent iterations. Lots of pictures up on TFW.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Like I was going to say
soon.
Like I was going to say, like I was going to say, considering I did the show notes this week, I only put things in that I would be interested in talking about. So Diecast.
Something we mentioned last week, Robosen very soon, within a couple hours, probably by the time this is uploaded, will have unveiled their Bumblebee transformable robot, like their Optimus Prime. So I'm kind of interested to see that. I think I saw the front half of the VW bug in one of their promos for it. It looks good. I'm interested to see it, the full thing, and actually see the conversion and everything. But
are you buying it? Which ones do you have? Which
I only have the Optimus Prime.
Which one?
The Elite. The
original?
The collector. Yeah, the original, not the scaled down one, but the trailer and all that stuff. I mean, it's neat, but it's a lot of money to pay for a trailer.
Yeah.
And then Megatron and Grimlock. Grimlock looked great, but he was just super expensive.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything for me. Again, after getting whatever it was, the original Robosen robot that I paid too much money for, that transformed but wasn't, a transformer. I just can't justify it. And again, in 20 years they'll be a brick. They won't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that long.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay, let's jump to what we got this week. Diecast. You're at home now for the first time in forever, so you've probably got a ton of stuff.
Yeah. First thing I got from Amazon was the Studio Series Wheeljack. And I haven't taken him out of the box yet, but he has a lot of gray, disappointing plastic in key areas that should really be painted. So I'm not too happy with him. And falling along the same line is the AOE Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, and he is a leader class figure. He's not really that big. I mean, if you handed me this and said it was a Voyager, I'd believe you. And yeah, there's just way too much gray plastic, and not even the face looks right. Like, at least if they could paint in the face better, the gray plastic on the chest wouldn't be as terrible. But it's just, it's severely missing paint. And
That's going
also
around.
his little axe that goes in order to get it in his in the slot along the arm, you have to turn his hand this way, so the top of his hand is facing up, and in a lot of poses it looks awkward. I haven't transformed him either, but I got him out of the box and kind of messed with him a little bit. The paint just really throws me off. Like, I really think someone needs to do a new head for this, and it would make the figure look a lot better. I also was searching Walmarts for the figures that I could not find the Age of the Primes. I got a Quintesson High Commander that was on clearance for like $7
Nice.
as XV did, because now I have two basically, so that's enough for me. As I was searching Targets for stuff, they were having a lot of Transformers sales this week. I got Studio Series Soundwave, and he was like $15, so it wasn't that expensive, and I don't remember if I purchased him or not. So I just got one just in case. And again, while I was searching Walmarts, I got the Studio Series Transformers 1 Bumblebee. So I was actually pretty happy with I forget the name of the regular, like, mainline deluxe Bumblebee, but he was pretty good for Transformers 1. So I'm hoping the Studio Series is at least as good as that. Then again, as I was searching Walmart and getting very, very frustrated, I got Filch for $13.
It's a good figure.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, and it's one I meant to pick up, and then I just never did. And I was like, oh, $13. Yeah, I'll grab that real quick. And then one more, I got Transformers Studio Series. This came in the mail from Amazon today too. Ironhide, which maybe it's just the packaging. I don't remember them packaging Ratchet this way. Like, he looks a lot different in package. I know it's the same mold, but I feel like they did something packaging wise with him.
I honestly feel like the Ratchet version of that mold just looks better in general, personally.
Yeah, the Ironhide doesn't look bad, but I think Ratchet is the winner, obviously.
Yeah, though that is kind of a key Ironhide for people who want IDW shelves, so it's good that it's out there.
Yeah, and it just, I like those games, so to have they're almost like movie figures, they've really got a different design than some of the regular stuff, so it's cool to have that little group of, these are the video game characters, blah blah blah. Devastation excluding, because that Optimus Prime looks like garbage. But I think oh Don will like this, I think. This is the second Fans Toys figure of their Devastator, right, which is the scooper, whatever,
Scavenger.
Scooper.
So he's the scooper, he's got the little scoop on him. So not the big scoop, which is the foot, but he's the arm scoop. And it's really cool because the whole fist and arm piece is in the center of this figure. So it is, you do pop it out, it is kind of a parts forming thing, but at least it's integrated into the figure, which I think is pretty cool. So
always happy to see parts storage.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's parts storage, pretty much, but it's really neat that you can't even tell it's there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that if Ocular Max Mastermind does their whenever they do their Devastator, says they're going with the all built-in version. It'll be interesting to see how that changes the functioning of the Devastator.
Right. Right. And now that I'm like, oh yeah, I got more stuff. I got this is the movie toy colored Perceptor G1, and that was at Ollie's today.
Oh, that was it
So,
always.
Yeah, he was $10.
Wow.
So I'm happy to have him. And then I also got Kickback. Yeah. I also got Kickback
At Ollie's?
at Ollie's.
He came out what, a couple years ago?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I was just at Ollie's today and couldn't find it or the neutrino thrower.
Yeah, he is so small. Like, if you would hand this to me and said this is a downsized version of the original G1, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
No,
He is tiny.
Yeah. Kickback. I remember going to Brindle's and buying Kickback the morning A Plague of Insecticons played on television, and he's the one I got at Brindle's.
You, me, and Triplet remember Brindle's, Don. That's it.
Oh yeah, well,
But yeah, he was also $10. $10 for this seems like the right price because it's basically like legend size. I can't believe how small this is. I think whenever I've bought him before, I've never taken him out of the package.
Did you get the Hound?
The Hound was not at Ollie's. But I do have the Hound. I don't think I've opened him yet.
Yeah, prepare for a shock.
Yeah. Wow. I can tell you I love our G1 updates of these figures because these are this is barely a toy, I think. But that's all Transformers wise I got this week.
Cool. Matt.
Why, yes. So I went to one of my local Walmarts, the one that apparently still stocks Studio Series and Generations, and I found Voyager Scrapper.
awesome.
I'm jealous.
Very, very nice. He is, I mean, anybody who's handled the Combiner Wars version, which is like over 10 years old now, will notice that it's very, very similar. It's just a more refined transformation with much better arms. Really like it. It is scaled much more reasonably individually with everything else on my shelf, so that's a plus. And deluxe wise, I found Air Raid and Slingshot.
Jealous.
Both?
Times 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I hate you, but I can't really say that. That's not nice.
Yeah, I don't
but
hate you.
Yeah.
I searched like 15 Walmarts and came up empty handed.
Well, I think I liked them even better because Diecast can't find them. But Air Raid, really nice. The face sculpts on these are great too. Even though they have pretty basic expressionless faces, somehow Slingshot still comes across as an obnoxious prick, and I just love that. Airplane modes, Air Raid's not the greatest. He is very back heavy, like very blocky and back heavy in the back end. But I mean, robot mode's great. Slingshot, pretty sure his wings shouldn't be on his legs for G1 accuracy, but I'm willing to forgive that because the rest of the figure is just absolutely great. He does have these 4 points on his chest, which would work wonderfully if some, aftermarket non-F type person wanted to make a Rolls-Royce chest plate for him. Like it very, very easily accomplished should be. Yeah, absolutely love them. Looking forward to get the rest of them eventually. And I shipped my pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store, so I finally have my missing link Sentinel Prime. I was really hoping for one or two other things to come in that pile of loot so I didn't have to ship this on its own, but I was down to the very last day. Like it was going to ship one way or another. But I mean, I absolutely love the missing link stuff. It is great, and just that really pale orange on the truck looks really good, I think. So excited about that, and that is it for me this week.
Cool.
Well, Matt, before we I wanted to ask you a couple questions, Matt. On Scrapper, they've talked about where because they're not using the frame system, he had to be a Voyager for the extra engineering to support the weight. Does the figure come across as like a bit more of a solid figure as it is, or is that something we're going to have to wait and see when he's in combined mode to see if it's there?
For me, anyway, he doesn't come across as a Voyager, but like a really, really chunky deluxe. Like with maybe a little more engineering to him, and he's got that really strong clicky waist ratchet joint for side to side because he's going to be an ankle. He strikes me as small for a Voyager, but that just may be my perception.
Okay.
Can you tilt the torso side to side for an ankle tilt?
Yes.
That's great. Fantastic.
Yeah. And on aerated
really,
Slingshot,
really strong ratchets.
Nice.
Yeah. And on aerated Slingshot, do you feel like maybe what I was talking about last week was how the Slingshot jet mode is a bit more of a solid jet mode, but his robot mode is kind of just like a kid wearing his father's clothes playing dress up. He just looks a little lanky and out of proportion.
I don't think it's out of proportion so much. I think the wings being on the legs throws that out of proportion. Like he's very bottom heavy in robot mode. The jet mode does come together really cleanly. It's just too bad Harriers are crap jets.
Cool. Thank you.
So Harriers are crap jets.
Yes, they are.
I don't know enough about Harriers to say. What about Space Harriers? Don, did you get anything this week?
Yes, I did. But before I do, I want to update on a figure I got last week. I had mentioned I got Solus Prime.
What do you think,
And
Oliver?
I just did not. Huh?
What do you think, Oliver?
She sucks.
You don't like her?
She absolutely and unequivocally, this is one of the worst Transformers I have ever had and tried to transform since Generations
I'm not in love with it.
Galvatron.
Oh, man.
It took. Hey, Mickey did remind me that Blaze Master exists because I had actually forgotten about Blaze Master somehow. I think it was just so bad I blocked it out of my memory. So she's at least not as bad as Blaze Master, but not since Generations Galvatron have I had a figure that is so inherently frustrating. The ankle mushroom pegs pop off when you try to tilt them the way they're supposed to go. These shoulder pads are on an armature, they pop off. These little dots where the shoulder covers are at, they will go flying because it's just a friction, kind of like Pterosaurus was on his wings, how they would just pop off that mold. Absolutely one of the absolute worst Transformers I have dealt with, and probably since Energon Galvatron.
You know what my least from you mean generation was it Energon?
Generations Galvatron.
You said
that was the last
Energon.
figure I had this much problem. And I think it's just because it's a deluxe and the tolerances and the clearances are non-existent.
Do you know what I hate most about it? The parts forming weapon.
I think in robot mode the figure looks great. I love the color.
She does. She looks fantastic.
She looks fantastic. But transforming it is an absolute exercise in frustration.
I didn't even try.
She's barely above Blaze Master.
I mean, I started.
Yeah, I think I'm all out on the primes, except for maybe the Fallen and Siege Siege Maximo. Liege Maximo.
Liege, yeah. So her robot mode is excellent.
Oh yeah.
It's excellent. And I just started looking at it and looked at the instructions and I'm like, no, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do it.
If she was a Voyager, like my next figure, I think it would have helped some just to get a little more mass and tolerances. But that isn't always the case because I also picked up today Prima Prime.
Okay.
Only not quite as frustrating as not one of the worst, but the whole fig. You remember when we got Studio Series Slag, and you had to
Yes.
take his tail and get his tail sandwiched in between the back and get everything lined
Yeah.
up to clip in. His whole front half is Slag's tail, getting the arms pegged in on the sides, getting the shoulder pads pegged in as the fenders, and then getting the legs pegged into the. There's very little on a Voyager. There is a little more clearance in some areas, and some areas it's tight as a crab's butt, and those are watertight. Just
Interesting metaphor.
yeah, just once you get him pegged together, he's fine, but he has this weird slanted profile that I keep thinking is wrong, but every picture I've seen is that's the way the stuff aligns. So far on the two primes the two of the 13 I've picked up, I am not impressed. I am not very happy with my purchases. But I've got them, and I guess in robot mode they will look nice as the Pantheon on my shelf. Last thing I got on topic, got a good deal on this, not stellar, but I've had some Dynamics on the back side to help bring the price down. So I did get Deluxe movie Arcee for about 40 less than retail. So I'd been wanting her for a while, but it's like she's going to go down somewhere at some point. Well, she hadn't, but I did get her on sale for about 30 less than retail. So I'm glad I finally have her for my Arcee collection.
Okay. Cool.
And that's all I have on topic.
John, did you get anything?
Nothing on topic this week.
Rob?
Nothing on topic, but real quick, just so people know, I want to follow up on something Don mentioned about Ollie's. The Ghostbusters Plasma Series Neutrona wands are showing up there for $50 a piece, both versions.
What?
What are the differences?
The Spengler version is from Ghostbusters Afterlife. The grip is taped and it is modified and more weathered than the original, and the 84 is the original.
I need to go to Ollie's.
Yeah,
I was just there today and saw none of this stuff.
I got that for like $120 when it, or whatever retail was when it came out new, the 84 version.
I need to get that.
And I don't regret it. It is really pretty, and the electronics are great. So yeah, if you see that at Ollie's for $50, it is worth a pickup.
Oh man, Matt, I read that. Or Discord, tfradio.net. That's tfradio.net/Discord is the best.
If they're still doing open packaging, can you stuff core class Cheetors in the side of the box to hide them?
Yeah, so they're plotting against Don and threatening to spam him with Solus Primes. I love it. I can add that to the wish list.
I mean, it's like I don't really brag on bad toys. I do try to find good things. And like I said, her robot mode is beautiful. But it's so tight being a deluxe, you have zero room for error. And when stuff goes flying across the room and almost lands in Hank's litter box, not fun. Just not fun.
Totally get it.
Well, if anybody follows through on this threat, I will pay shipping for, any spares you end up with.
Sweet. Okay, so let's do this. Rob, you said nothing? You had nothing?
Yeah, I have nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So, a couple things. One, Don followed up on Solus Prime from last week. I'll follow up on Studio Series, Gamer Edition, Devastation Optimus Prime.
Oh,
yeah. I transformed it and immediately transformed it back. I get what they're doing with it, and if you like Devastation, I think you would like the toy. I don't have any particular fondness for that game, nor do I have fondness for the look. It's a very basic Transformer. Robot mode is okay. Again, in that style, if that's what you want, it's perfectly competent. The transformation's not fun. The vehicle mode sucks. So, but it looks like Optimus Prime from the game more or less. So that's how it's going to stay on my shelf.
So I saw that on the shelf and left it behind. I was astounded at how small that figure looks in its package.
Yeah, it's pretty small. It is pretty small. Let's see here. What else did I get? So, I'm going to go in just whatever order I have them. I was at Walmart this weekend, and they had a bunch of stuff on clearance, and I got Optimus Prime, Energon Matrix Optimus Prime. It's the transforming mechanism is you flip its head around. It goes from Optimus Prime to Orion packs. It's on clearance for $1, and I got 3 of them. I got my kids each one. They played with it for about 15 seconds, and they're both in the floor somewhere. So, but I'd buy that for $1, and I did. I found all 4 Swapticon sets. And I got the Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus and the Bumblebee and Hot Rod. And these are what, $20? It's like a deluxe, almost deluxe price point. So not worth it. So it's kind of, these are like less functional Transformers than bot shots. And like the robot mode, obviously considering what it is, has to be very lacking, but it is very lacking. And the gimmick where you combine them together, the vehicle mode is not, it's barely competent. I can't do any more of these. I got the 2 that I'm going to get. They're cute enough. They're like super deformed looking vehicles. That'll be okay on my shelf. But like, I can't do it.
Design-wise, they look to me like probably where the BotBots design team landed after that line closed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. Let's see here. I got Filch. Found Filch on the shelf, not for $13, full price. So I was like, okay, because I won't find it again, I don't think.
It's still well worth that. It's a really nice figure.
Yeah.
That Air Razor mold is just so good. Cannot wait to get it as a dragon.
Yeah. I ordered from CMD store Megatronus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was tempted, but the shipping was like $15.
Okay. Question. The flame effects.
They're okay.
Gummy or hard plastic?
Gummy.
Okay. Megatronus is out. Not buying that one.
Yeah, they're gummy. It's okay. I haven't transformed it yet, but by the looks of it, the transformation is not too challenging. Robot mode's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. The joints aren't the tightest, but they're not super loose either. The detailing on it is really nice. I was talking to Chris and Rob a couple weeks ago about like extra detailing in the mold, and it looks like there's a little bit of that in here. It certainly doesn't go. It fits the aesthetic of the toy. I'm honestly, I got it because I really want to know what they're going to remold this into. What is this a pre-tool for? And if the answer is nothing, that is super disappointing. Because, it's nice. It does look nice. I'm not blown away by it. It's it's about what you would expect size-wise for a leader class toy these days. Smaller than I would prefer. It's like a super ginormous Voyager class toy, but like, it's something along the lines of what you would have gotten in a leader price point a couple years ago with maybe like an extra little piece added onto it, but it's not bad. I just don't know what they're going to remold it into, and I want to know. I'm just curious about that. So I got that. A couple other things. Didn't somebody say they got a really good deal on Overcharge recently, and I can't remember who it was?
Yeah, I did.
You did? How much you pay for it?
$34.
Wasn't it?
Okay.
34.
Okay, I got a pretty good deal on Overcharge as well, but it's the eHobby version.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was about $100 less than I was expecting, and it was sealed.
Well, that's
Dang.
good.
Yeah, and
It's a troop builder, Brian. You need to
I'm
buy
not
more.
buying anymore. I'm not
The
buying.
ID now the Hobby GoBots.
I've got the Hobby GoBots.
I thought you didn't. Oh,
He
okay.
rebought them.
That's right. That's right. I remember.
I rebought them for about 20 times what I paid for them new. Yeah. So yeah, what I don't have eHobby, I don't have the Golden Jazz. I don't have Sunstorm.
Oh, you should get a Sunstorm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
It's
really?
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and the Green Grapple. I can't remember.
Holler.
Yeah, Hauler. I don't have Hauler.
Road hauler.
I don't. Maybe that may be it. That may be all I don't have. So I have basically everything else. So I guess I'll have to get those eventually. And I'll just say what I got. This is not Guard City or Battle Gaia, but we did talk recently about. Chris had actually asked this about Operation Combination, like some of the things that came in that, like how hard are they to get. And Matt, what combiner did you get from Artfire?
Well, it's one of the train ones. I can't remember if it's 6-train or 6-liner.
Okay, so
I think it's 6-liner.
okay, so I was doing comps on this before I bought it, and I couldn't find comps on it. Like 6-liner, I was able to find. I think a couple of the others I was able to find online, but I could not find comps for 6 Turbo at all. So I bought it a little more than I would probably pay for it normally. Nice, that's beautiful. So sadly now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of the. I was going to do it anyway, but like I've found pretty much all the other 4 sets from Operation Combination of the Micromaster combiners, and I guess I'm going to pick them up here over the next 6 months or so. But yeah, so I got my first Operation Combination set. So
Yeah, mine was surprisingly affordable when I found it.
yeah, like I was pricing them, and it's like $250-ish, I think is what I was seeing them for. So paid a little more than that for this. I use PayPal paying for it on. So just so you know, that's how I justify it in my heart, is doing that. But yeah, I was not able to. Couldn't find a comp for it, so I picked it up. I got it again from that buytransformers.com site. And they sent me the fist that was missing for Skywarp. So I actually really like them. And the person, when I bought it, emailed me personally to let me know that it was shipped, and they included the fist with it. So that was cool. Yeah, so it looks really nice. One thing I found interesting about it is that the instructions for 6 Turbo, the paper is like just it's not much higher quality than just like copier paper. So I have quite a few at this point Japanese box sets. Of course, this is a smaller set. It's much more plain and Spartan than some of the other toys. Again, being the end of G1, it makes me realize that it's very likely that the budget on this was probably lower than some of the other toys that have come out in the years prior. But yeah, so I have the reissue from like 2002 or whenever that came out, of course, but I don't have the vintage, and in my collection, vintage reissues don't count. So had to get it. So got that. That's what I got. That's what I got this week. Let's jump to ham sandwiches, the off-topic portion of what we got this week, and I'm going to go first. Got one thing, and I hate it. I got Reaction Plus Serpentor.
It's not a bad looking figure, Brian.
Yeah, it is. It's not. It doesn't look good.
Oh.
And
Are you
having
gonna open that?
no, after opening Snake Eyes and being completely underwhelmed with it,
Oh.
I have no desire to open this. So it looks nice enough on card. This is something that at my desk at work. I mean, I work for a big company in a really nice office. Not very likely somebody's going to come by my desk and steal something. But if I had this on my desk and somebody stole it, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. So this is something that I might put on my desk.
You said Reaction Plus. Is that the O-ring ones?
Yeah.
They're O-ring, yeah.
Yeah, that's about the only way. That's the only way the vintage people are going to be getting them now.
Yeah, which is sad, but yeah, that's what I got this week. Diecast, what'd you get?
Oh, well, first, I got Count Gun
Oh.
Count.
I want the count.
What is this?
Yeah, this
Featuring
is
the number
NECA.
2.
This is NECA ultimate figure. So I've got Bert, Ernie, and the Count so far. So Count is volume 3.
I just want
Bert and
count.
Ernie were 1 and
Just want
2.
the count.
I want a whole. I know it sounds dumb, but I just want a whole Sesame Street shelf. Like I want Big Bird, Snuffleupagus. I want the Count. I want Oscar the Grouch. I want them all. And if anyone knows, I actually live very close to Sesame Place, the amusement park where they have water rides and all that stuff. So as a kid, I used to go to Sesame Place fairly often. A couple times a year with my parent and with my mom. And then as we got older, they had like the radio station had Sesame Place After Dark, which was for pre-teens, young teens. And we used to go there and they play music and we used to ride the rides at night and everything. So it's really cool. So just, Sesame Street has a special place in my heart. And then I also got, which I have a feeling John got the same thing. I got 2 scoops of evil, the evil Leonardo, which is not actually from the show. I believe it was from the comic. Is that correct, John?
He is a what if character, so he's not really from anything. He takes ideas and stuff from other places, but he's pretty much an original thing.
So he's
Yeah.
concept art Leonardo.
Yeah, not even that. He's just like a figment of their imagination.
Yeah, and the extra face in there, they put on a Donatello, which is kind of cool. So you can have a bad Raph and a bad Donatello if you have an extra Donatello laying around. And then the other figure, which I think John got also, is the Shredder, because Shredder was one of the first characters they did after the Turtles, and they wanted to redo the mold and update him a little bit, and I think he came out great. I don't really have any complaints. John probably got him out of package, so he probably has a little bit better insight on it. But he comes with a chef hat, and he comes with an unhelmeted face, which is kind of cool, or an unhelmeted head, which is really cool. So I think he looks great. That's all I got. Off topic.
Matt,
Nothing off topic.
Don.
Yeah, a couple of small things. I've been collecting the McFarlane Batman animated series line, and Best Buy of all places had an exclusive. So I got Batman animated series Clayface.
That looks like a turd in a box.
It's Clayface. So therefore they nailed the sculpt on that.
Yeah.
But he includes like the spike ball and chain, the axe, the screaming head. I mean, it's just a really great looking representation of Clayface, and it was a Best Buy exclusive, so I went ahead and picked it up. They had a sale on Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon, the Super 7 Cobra Crimson Guard. So I picked him up real cheap. And the last thing I got was it's been on my watch list for a while, but it's something. This is the only one of the line I plan on getting, but it is truly, truly outrageous. I got the Loyal Subjects Gym doll.
Is that new or is that old?
That's brand new. Loyal Subjects got the license, and it's a Walmart exclusive for right now. This figure is a 12-inch doll figure, multiple outfits, multiple accessories. This is $25 at retail.
Did you get that at the store, Don?
Not in the store, but here's the weird thing. It's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. It's only been third-party sellers. It went in stock at Walmart.com, same day delivery. I ordered it like 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting up because Hank wants food and he's walking all over me. And it arrived that day. I've been to my local Walmart. There's none on the shelf anywhere. So I don't know where this came from because Walmart delivery only has a certain amount of radius that they're allowed to deliver, from what I understand. So it's like it had to come from the store because our only other store is a neighborhood market. But I can't find this anywhere in the store. So I guess there's a Flying Dutchman Walmart that just shows up and drops off toys if you're lucky enough to be in the same area. But I mean, for $25, and it's a license, actually, Jim and Jerica with the outfits and stuff. I just wanted one because I have a CD that Brian, you might remember Fritz. We met at the Hickory.
Yeah,
my friend Fritz. His wife was a big gem collector, doll collector at the time. He took all of the cassettes from her gem dolls and burnt me a CD copy of all the music.
I remember you telling me that story actually when we met him.
Yeah. So I thought that would be cool. And that's all I want. I don't want anybody else unless they do a synergy, which is like proto tie kind of. But it's just a neat little thing. I was going to go on my shelf and just make me smile when I see it. But that's all I got off topic this week.
I'm ordering that right now.
I hope you can get one.
I found it. It's for pickup.
Cool.
At the local crappy Walmart here. John?
The only thing, well, I got the two NECA Holothon exclusives that Diecast talked about, and I'll talk a little bit more about those in a second. I also got from Bottleneck Gallery another Ninja Turtles item. I got a couple prints that they did in January. 18 by 24 prints of the Ninja Turtles #4 comic cover from back in the day. And if you don't know what that is by the description, I guarantee you if you grew up in the 80s and you had Ninja Turtle stuff and you had a Ninja Turtle poster, there's a good chance this was the poster. The #4 cover is the Mirage style, obviously. Ninja Turtles all wearing the red masks, fighting Utroms or the robots, like on a tech platform. So Donatello is smashing one of them in the face with his bow, and the other three guys are like posing in kind of a fight style behind him. That's a really like iconic poster. That art was used as a poster and it was sold everywhere when Ninja Turtles was really, really big. So Bottleneck Gallery redid a limited run in different formats of that art, #4 art. So I got that and really excited to have that framed, put it on the wall around here somewhere. Those two NECA releases, they're the first Holothon releases. We're supposed to get drops in Target for the next 4 weeks. So these were the first two, at least for the cartoon collection, along with Sesame Street, like Diecast said, and some other stuff that
Pee Wee
NECA's
Herman.
doing. Pee Wee Herman is one of those. I thought about it, but I need more evidence that they're actually going to do a Pee Wee like line and not just a one-off. But I thought about it. So that evil Leonardo, a couple cool things about him. He is like just a made-up concept. He's just a what-if character. They've done a couple of those in the cartoon line. He's really neat. He's wearing Shredder's armor. He's got like a Dimension X style missile launcher on his wrist. And the box art for him is inspired by the vintage cereal box. So when Ninja Turtles was first big and they did cereal like everybody else did in the late 80s, it was one of the Ninja Turtles holding a giant spoon, and that's what the box art is based on. And then the Ultimate Shredder that they came out with is completely new. So a completely new mold versus that original Shredder that Diecast was talking about, which is really old at this point. that first Shredder was also the first human they did. They hadn't really figured out the scale of the entire cartoon line. They didn't even expect to do like 150 character line for the cartoon anyway at that point. So he was just kind of a one-off at that time. So he was like overdue for a remake for sure. So this is completely new from the ground up, and comparing him to that original release for NECA, it's night and day. This one's much more cartoon accurate. Everything about him just a lot better than that first one. So really happy about that. And like Diecast mentioned, he comes with an unhelmeted head, just a head without the helmet, which I think is great because if you're a fan of the Konami game, at the end of the game, the one you knew which one was the one true Shredder among all the Shredder clones in that last fight because he didn't have a helmet. You could knock off his helmet. So if you want to recreate that game scene, I guess you could make this a troop builder and buy like 5 or 6 of these and then, take the helmet off one of them if you wanted to. But I think it's a really cool touch that they did that. And I fully expect that in the next year or two, they're going to redo all of the initial releases like Bebop, Rocksteady. They might come out with a new enhanced turtle mold of the cartoon. So we'll see. But we'll see. Anyway, really happy with week 1 of Haulathon. We'll see what happens next week at Target. That's all I got.
Rob?
Just a few things. I did get the 1/18 scale Minecraft movie Steve figure I was talking about last week. It's about on par with the I'd say the Avengers era 4-inch figures Hasbro did, the like 2012 Avengers movie. That's when the first one came out, right? Yeah. So, like the swivel and hinge joints at the shoulders, knees, hips, and elbows, and a ball jointed neck. The likeness is like remarkably good. So again, if you need a small action figure of Jack Black for some reason, that is a bizarrely good likeness. Like one of the best likenesses I've seen on a figure this scale in a while, honestly. But yeah, it was like $10. Wish it held its accessories better, but it's for $10, it's fine. Beyond that, I got the latest volume of Fist of the North Star, which basically the punchline to the arc that I was waiting for turns out to have been a little bit more complex when you get it from an official translation instead of a fan translator, and it's a little bit less anticlimactic, which is nice. This volume also finally moves past where the anime ended for people who are interested. Don't expect that to last long. We've got like 1-2 volumes left. But pretty soon the whole series will finally be available in English for the first time ever, so I'm happy about that. Also, I got Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon finally shipped the copy of Hundreds of Beavers I'm keeping for myself. That movie is really funny. Gave it to my uncle for Christmas. Happy to have a copy for myself. Going to probably let my dad watch it at some point soon because it's just really a fun movie. And also amongst the coupons Amazon has been putting out lately, they had a coupon on The Art of Tactics Ogre, which was $20, and the coupon put it down to like 16 something. I was not expecting that book to be that big, and I was not expecting it to be hardcover. It's like probably like 10 by 12 in hardcover, weighs a good couple of pounds. If you liked the art from Final Fantasy Tactics or Nier Automata, those are both share the same character designer. Akihiko Yoshida is a really good artist, done art for tons of games at this point, but Tactics Ogre was one of the first. That and Ogre Battle itself. So I'm just thrilled to see an art book for that series available in English. So yeah, that's still up on Amazon. It is worth your time. So that is it for me for this week.
Very cool. Want to give everybody a heads up that tfradio.net/cheat sheet, CHEETSHEET, has been updated with an inclusion of Solus Prime. So if you order either Solus Prime or the Cheetor toy from Beast Machines, it'll go to Don. And a little bit of that will go back to help us out. So it'll make Don happy. It'll make you happy for helping out Don. It'll help us out. It's win-win. So
Does this look happy?
Yep.
No, what makes Don happy is he found out that there's a very good rumor that we're getting a Waffle House in town.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. More Solus Prime is the opposite. It's the anti-Waffle House. It does not make me happy.
tfradio.net/cheat, as in Cheetor, cheat sheet. Okay. I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons get an ad-free version of Radio Free Cybertron a day early at a higher bit rate with a complete What We Got This Week segment of the podcast, including non-Transformers, and a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast. You get unedited episodes of Arcee if there's any major edits, like Don swearing or lying about Waffle House or something, that would get edited out. You get a fancy color on Discord if you're connected, with red for Touched, purple for the other patrons. There Goes My Money a week early. Patrons at the Touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money, and Touch patrons are mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I want to thank Kevin Dorsey, Daniel Scott, Jacob Onalucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, and Mollis Koenig. Thank you all so much. Again, if you want to join these fine folks, go to patreon.com/tfradio. You can find all of our podcasts going back 25 years at tfradio.net. Rob Springer, who is not here, is at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter, zonebase.org, and zonebase.bsky.social. By the time you hear this, the newest episode of Transform Squadron will be in your podcast feed. And if you hear this before Sunday, I believe it's Sunday, in Atlanta, Toylanta, Rob and Dusty will have a panel at Toylanta. So that is a little RFC extra for those folks that are there. I asked Rob to make sure to record it so that we can use it as a podcast, but we'll see. Usually they don't get recorded. It's just for the folks there, but I would like to have that panel on the podcast feed if possible. Let's see here. Chris is not here. You can find him typically on Discord at tfradio.net/Discord. But he also has an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/ChrisList. I'm at briankilby.com and at kilby.bsky.social. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on Twitter, on X, and Blue Sky at Diecast2. They can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. You can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC reviews.
Very cool. Matt.
Melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Don? tfradio.net/cheat sheet.
Twitter.
And how else?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.bluesky.social.
Very cool. John?
That John D everywhere except on eBay where it's Cloudburst.
Rob?
I am on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. Beyond that, I'm on YouTube at Flailthroughs, youtube.com/@Flailthroughs. I think we'll get you there now. Still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2. We've moved into a new period mobile suits with fancy tiny things. It's fun. And if you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/Flailthroughs, you can support the channel. Or if you just rather send me something, I also have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist. And in terms of supporting the show, it works the same way as tfradio.net/cheat sheet.
Very cool. Okay, we will see you all next week. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
Recording stopped.
Awesome. Okay, I made it through without dying. I'm going to kill the stream. People on Twitch, goodbye. Goodbye, Twitch.
There were a lot of good potential show titles this week. I think the Anti-Waffle House was in the ham sandwiches section.
Yeah, it was a good one. And let me hold on. Goodbye, YouTube. I'm going to go with Chris was right, or Chris would know because he's not here, in honor of Chris.